In today's video, I'm going to share a couple of easy tricks to get your lawn jump-started in the spring so that it can green up as fast as possible, but we're going to do it in a way that makes the job easy. Now when you step back and look at my lawn, it seems okay until you zoom in. You've probably got something just like this, matted down grass, lots of thatch and yellow areas. Now this can vary year to year depending on your winter and what your early spring has been like. But either way, all of this stuff is going to interfere with anything getting to the soil. And that means things like water, fertilizers, and all the stuff that you spend money on. So we've got to break through this layer of dead thatch, mold, or whatever you've got so that we can get down to the soil and expose the good grass we've got. Now one way to get there is to rake the lawn by hand. I know many people right now might be cringing, but if you get this rake called the Groundskeeper 2, the job can be made a lot easier. And I made a dedicated video on this rake because it actually is easier to use than a normal rake and does a better job. Just with a few passes, you can see how quickly the dead grass comes up. But if you've got a medium to a larger size lawn, or you just don't want to rake it by hand, there's a better way. You don't have to rent anything, you can actually buy this machine. This is an electric dethatcher made by Greenworks, and this thing is awesome. I bought this exact machine last year and loved it, and this year it's working even better. This is nothing like mowing the lawn where you're sort of forcing the machine forward. It uses its tines, it spins, and it kind of pulls itself forward for you. You could even run this machine with just one hand, so it's not going to wear you out, and the results are absolutely amazing. And I have no connection with Greenworks, this is just an honest opinion. And I have tried some of the other brands, and I don't want to diss any other ones, but this was definitely the best one of the bunch. And at about $125, this machine is absolutely worth its weight in gold. Now as I'm using it on my lawn here, this entire area was done in just about a half an hour. That's a tiny amount of time considering if I raked it by hand, I'd probably be done in about 2 months. Now I'm at my front yard, there was a ton of mold and matted down grass that I wanted to get rid of. Now one tip when you're using the machine, it kind of gets controlled by the speed that you walk. I find the best tip is to just walk a little bit slower than a normal pace, but if you go too slow, the thing's going to kind of dig up the grass like crazy and it'll just be too much. But it's easy to monitor, just look down at the dead grass coming out behind the machine. If it looks very yellowed and kind of looks like stuff you don't want, then you're doing the right job. If you suddenly see a ton of good grass, you're probably going way too slow. And now you do have to clean those grass clippings up, but you don't have to do it the same day, so if you want to break the job up into multiple days like I did, it'll make your life a little bit easier. And if you're wondering why doesn't this thing have a bag on the back, because some models do, the answer is the bags in these don't work. You would fill them up in just a few feet, and they're pretty much useless. The better option is to go ahead and use a lawnmower to vacuum the clippings up. It does a way better job for one simple reason. Your lawnmower has a blade, so when those clippings get sucked into it, they get ground up a bit, so the bag will hold about 10 times the amount. And look at how much debris came out of my lawn, and that's just those 2 sections I showed you on the video. There's dead grass, twigs, acorns, sticks, and it's much more than just getting rid of the junk. You've also kind of combed your lawn and got the grass blades sticking straight up. Now they can get sunshine, there's air moving through, and your lawn will green up so much quicker. And if you put anything down like fertilizer, now it can actually get down to the roots, which is exactly where you want it to be. And the last tip is to avoid any kind of chemicals for this process. Liquid dethatchers don't do anything. They're only guaranteed to take money out of your wallet. But if you use the Groundskeeper 2 or one of these Greenworks machines, this job is surprisingly easy. You can do most lawns in just a day, and you're not going to be dead at the end of the job because the machinery is doing the work for you. So this is a tip I use myself, and I love the results that I